Hey! WolfGxngDon, never lagging. 2K builds to the fraction. Breaking it down to the Pampers, news and views on tips to get you cracking. It don't stop till we on top, with brick by brick we gotta build. Give a like and drop a sub, this WolfGxngDon, you know it's real. Never chill, sauce it up, we stacking, getting bills. Peep the traction, getting badges, 2K champ, this how it feels. This the dawn, yeah. Running it up, no time to play. You know what's on, yeah. The greatest builds inside 2K.
What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Don back here with another video, man. We're on the grind of 5K, so make sure you like the video and definitely hit that subscribe, turn on all noties. I am locked in for 2K25, and the week before the best news comes out, I got y'all covered with 5 tips on how to not ruin your first build, man. So, all right, starting out with tip number 5. Think about who you play with, man. And when I say that, I'm not talking about necessarily their builds, but I'm more so saying, like, do you play with a squad? Do you play with randoms? Because if you have a squad, even 2 people, just you and one of your boys, or just you and 2 of your boys, that is a huge difference in what you can do with your build. You can make a build like the one on the screen where you have people to pick up your slack, because this build does not have defense, really. You know what I'm saying? The defense on this is probably decent at best, but it really doesn't have defense like that. So if you were to make a build like this and go play with randoms, man, I have played so much with randoms. Just trust me, you getting cooked on defense are going to stop passing you the ball on offense. And I know this build is a point guard build, and that is one of the worst things that can happen to you as a point guard, getting froze out by randoms, man. But if you do not have a squad, do not make a build like this unless you just the man on the sticks and you can still get some stops on this build. Don't make a build like this. But if you don't have a squad, make a balanced build. And when I say a balanced build, I'm not necessarily saying builds without high attributes. I'm not saying go 80 everything, make a jack of all trades type build. I'm not saying that. I'm saying make sure you can do more than one thing. For example, if you want to go high with your ball handle, make sure you have a decent 3-ball, decent midi. Make sure you can still get to the rim. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how layups are, I think they're going to be cheese once again. Depending on how layups are, make sure you can get to the rim, lay the ball up, floaters, like kind of make sure you have a variety of things that you can do with your build so you're not that dependent on randoms, man. Because if you're a pass first guard, let's say, that's probably one of the toughest things to be in this game, bro. If you are a pass first guard and you can't score at all, unless you get good randoms that can actually shoot and knock down their shots, it's gonna be a long day, my boy. But you know what I'm saying, it's your first build. Do what you want to do. These are just tips. All right, tip number 4, dog. Stay away from meta builds. At this point, I'm just assuming you're not new to 2K and you kind of know the game at this point and the kind of ebb and flow of the whole thing, dog. Listen, those meta builds, especially in the beginning of the year, they get patched. They get patched. We know they're going to be patched. That first patch comes and it completely ruins what you thought you had going if you try to make a build based on all of the best things to do in the beginning of the year. And I'm just saying, like, that first season, you really can't tell what's going to be what are the thresholds, the only thing that you need to be able to shoot, the only thing you need to be able to dunk consistently. Like, kind of think about those things in the back of your head. And for the past few years, at the beginning of every season, shooting is a little bit harder. That's why I say with the balance build thing, if you don't have a squad to run with, you have to be able to do multiple things, because shooting is probably going to be a little bit harder when the game comes out. And on the opposite side, steals are always easier in the beginning of the year. Like every year we go through the, oh man, they got to patch steals. Oh man, they got to patch steals. So I mean, I would be a little hesitant unless you already got, you know, your next build in your back pocket, or you buy like that 150 pack of VC or something and make 2 builds off rip, you know, to make your, you know, beginning of the season, I'm gonna just play the meta type build. If you're gonna make one of those, then I mean, do your thing. But I would advise against going that high steal build just to get steals, because steals honestly are not defense. So I mean, steals are nice, but they're not. Steals aren't the end all be all for if you're playing good defense or not. And truthfully, here's another tip, man, because guard builds are going to be tough, center builds are going to be tough, but that 2, 3, 4, that's always a good spot to make your first build. Like if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I always make like one of those T-Mac builds, a 3/2, and I'm telling you, if you make like a 2, 3, 4, you'll be a little better off, and you'll probably be able to make a build that can stand the test of the year and actually be good all year, because you know how you want to play. But if you do make a center, just make sure you have some shooting, because inside centers are bad when they can't space the floor at all. Like, don't be out there being a cone, not being able to space the floor whatsoever. Like, just have some shooting, even if it's just a midi. Make sure you put a little bit of something on there. But in the beginning, like I said, shooting is normally a little bit harder, so if you do make an inside center, you'll probably be out there killing it as far as the rep goes. And if you make a 4, bro, if you make a 4, just 1 second, man. I hate when I see this out in the rec. That's what I mostly play. If you make a 4, make sure you have some rebounding. I'm not saying you got to go crazy with the rebounding. Just add some rebounding, because at the 4, there's a high likelihood, super high likelihood, that you might end up being the center. Like, you really don't know like what you're going to end up being when you walk in with a 4. Like, let's say you're by yourself and you have a power forward and you don't have any rebounding. Your team is about to get cooked. All right, number 2, man. This is number 2, man. Number 2. Pass accuracy matters. Don't make a build without pass accuracy, unless you don't plan on passing the ball. But if you don't plan on passing the ball, why are you playing online? Like, come on, man. It's a team game. Put some pass accuracy on your build. I'm not saying you got to go crazy, but, you know, going back, just thinking about it, 75-ish has been good for the past few years. So if you put 75-ish on your player, you should be decent as far as pass accuracy goes. And this is the number 1 tip, the last thing for the day, and the last thing for the video. And I'm gonna go ahead and slide on out of here, man. And I always say this in every build video, or at least I try to when I remember. Make a build that matches your playstyle. Like, make a build that matches your playstyle. I understand the metas out there. I understand certain badges are out there. But make a build that matches your playstyle. If you make a build that matches your playstyle, it'll be able to be a good build all year, because it matches the things you do. Like, for example, I've always made play shots. Like, that's something that I do. I mean, I play the best that way. I distribute the ball really well, and I shoot really well. But, you know, I've done things where I like make like a slasher, or the T-Mac build that I've made over the past couple of years. I mean, I have fun on that build, and it's fun for me, like playing against randoms. I can just get the ball and score. But if you're not a scorer, don't go crazy scoring. Like, and teams need other things. So if like you can fill a role, I would say do that. For one, that increases your chances of being able to find a good squad to run with. If you're able to be like a role player, they'll rope you into it, man. They'll put you in there so you can, you know, help the team and do what you got to do. Like, there's a lot of different stuff you can do if you make a build that matches your play style. And just kind of think about that as you're in the build. Be like, man, I put a 98 ball handle on this dude, but can you dribble? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have the ability to dribble within yourself? Like, yes, your build can dribble, but can you? You know what I'm saying? And centers, like I said, put a little bit of shooting on it. Even if you're not a shooter, you don't shoot. I mean, be a threat. You know what I'm saying? Be able to pull it. And I would say work on that. Like, just take more shots. I mean, don't be out there selling the team, of course, but just take more shots, be better, and kind of work towards being that good teammate. Like, even on this build, this build has terrible pass accuracy. I made this build early. I went about 70 on it. I mean, it's decent, but this build can dunk. This build can shoot. This build can ball handle, play make a little bit. I mean, outside the terrible pass accuracy thing. But like I said, man, just do you. Make sure you match your playstyle. That if you take anything away from this video, make sure it's the matching your playstyle. That can fix most things. Like, anything else on the list can be fixed if you make a build that matches your playstyle. But hey, man, I'm gonna let y'all know it's not that many Kobe's out there. So I mean, your playstyle probably isn't Kobe unless you're, you know, just in my career doing your thing. I don't got anything against my career players. I'm probably gonna drop a bunch of videos on my career if it's dope. Do the building dynasty thing. But all right, man, I will catch y'all boys in the next one. It's your boy Don, and I'm up out of here. I think I done spoke for long enough. Let me know what type of build you gonna make in the beginning of the year. Like I said, I'm going to play shot, high 3, high playmaking, but I have 5. So I mean, I can kind of get away with I have 5 and I have a lockdown, so I can get away with doing certain things like that and not having much defense on my build, or, you know, just kind of focusing on certain things, only being able to do floaters and layups with shooting. But even then, I still got the, you know, I still got the multiple levels of scoring. Hopefully every build isn't called a 3-level scorer, but we'll see, man. But all right, man, it's your boy Don, and I'm up out of here. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will catch y'all boys in the next one. Peace.